So I am a Solomon Islander, and I'm a teacher by profession. And over the course in Wattle, one of the questions that come up during the Wattle journey is, what is a problem that you've fallen in love with? So for me, let me share you a story about the problem that I fell in love with. During my undergrad, I was working with an organization called the Pacific Island Students Fighting Climate Change. And our task was to take climate change to the highest court, the ICJ. But also with that, I got an opportunity to teach in a rural school in the Solomon Islands. It's around a 12-hour boat ride from the capital, Honiara. So when I arrived, it was in August, and the school was preparing the students for the national exams. And those exams happen every year, and those exams determine, if you pass, then you can go to university. If you don't, you've got to try again or find some other way. I did my couple of months there, and I returned back home, and the principal gave me a job. He said, Caleb, when you go back to the capital, go to the ministry and ask for what are the results. So I went back home, arrived at the ministry, and I asked, can I have the results for this school? Then suddenly, the results came. Then I learned that all the students in this particular level did not make it to the next level. From there, that kind of led me to the question, what is education really for? I had to rethink and try and think and really challenge myself, what is education for? During my undergrad, I came across this. We learned about education for sustainable development. The idea is to see education as a key in unlocking the progress and the global development goals, where we can teach the individuals to make informed decisions and take action both individually and also collectively, so we can change society and protect the planet. However, as in my experience in the grassroots and in the Solomon Islands, it seems to have a mismatch. The education is failing people, failing young people, the environment is sinking, and also due to the systems and some individuals, the environment is being destroyed by mining and logging. And on top of that, in the Solomon Islands, we are a small country that's dependent on aid for our development. It sounds very depressing, doesn't it? But that's only half of the story. For us Pacific Islanders, we are known as navigators who are able to navigate ourselves through these challenges and find our way. And so that leads me to my Wattle project, as you can see in the first slide, which is Custom Stories of Arare, which I am from. The Custom Stories covers a main thing. And in navigating this, the stories come across two main things, and the first one is to revive Indigenous knowledge. When I went to the cultural school in my home village, I explained myself who I am, wanted to do, and they said, okay, how do you want to collect the stories? And I said, it's up to you guys. And they said, how about this? You collect the stories at 4 a.m., and that's when we'll collect the stories. I was like, whoa, really? 4 a.m.? I don't know if I could stay awake or wake up, or I'll miss the alarm. But in fact, that was actually what actually happened. Back in the days, the parents would wake up the kids around that time when it was quiet and give stories before they head out to do whatever they did. And the key thing about reviving Indigenous knowledge was that in those stories, there are three key approaches and teachings that come in those stories. First is the Hana Noa, which is detailed advice about the cultural norms and values. The second one is Ha'apusuha, which is assuring the youth about custom laws that define what is prohibited for women and men. And the last one is Ha'asuriha, which is teaching traditional knowledge. And my last point I want to finish off with is this. With my project is literacy in our own language. As I reflect on why students fail the exams, and I think one of them is to do with the English language. I think there's so much precedence and so much pressure on kids to learn the English language and not their own language. And therefore, when kids learn English at a young age, I ask myself, at what cost? Or even further down, when they fail the English test, what are they actually failing? And as I reflect on that, I think, yes, we're in a climate crisis, but I think at the bottom of this, we're much more at an educational crisis. Thank you for listening.